Man like Mutala, good morning.
Lady like now, lady. Good morning. The gunman is outside.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
How about you?
Speaking to your
Looking
microphone.
like
Your microphone is far from him.
A Rastafarian, you know. What's up? You know? Yo.
Hey.
Those
Hey.
those in the field of what do you call it?
What?
Oh, what's the word now coming?
Dancehall?
DJing
now.
Yo. Those
Yo.
in secondary school.
That's what's up. Yeah.
When you are going for entertainment and you want to try the mic, yo, test
Come
the
on.
mic, yo.
In your other life, probably you'd have done that. Hey, senior man.
They good. You
Charlie,
know that.
Miniano.
Cool. Well, hear me feel.
So, Charlie, your predictions are all coming one after the other, one after the other.
It has to, because you can only predict what you have, depending on how you have seen things and what has been said and all of that. And I have been telling you that the NDC in the opposition and NDC, when these cases involving political appointees, their previous political appointees under the Mahama administration, the first one, were in court. The kind of moral support that he came to court to learn, the conversations, the campaign platforms, the kind of things that they said, will only give you that particular idea that one thing is always going to happen. Some of the cases could be dropped, and clearly some are being dropped, but the speed with which they are happening is what is very interesting for all of us. On Tuesday, like you mentioned, Dr. Stephen Kobno-Puni, businessman Seydou Agongo. Dr. Puni was the former CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board. Then Seydou Agongo is a businessman, CEO for Agricult Ghana Limited, were acquitted and discharged for all the issues surrounding the fertilizers purchased by Cocoa Board in the Cocoa Board matter. And so fast forward, we note yesterday it became apparently clear that you notice that the Attorney General was sworn into office on the 22nd of January. And I know for a fact that even before he's swearing in, he's been taking stock of what is happening in court. He's been reviewing, he's been studying the cases that are before the court long before time. And so it was just a matter of time that when he's giving the mandate. On the 23rd, when he was giving the mandate as Attorney General, one of the first things that happened was a case pending at the Supreme Court, the ambulance matter. Somebody will ask, why are we still talking about the ambulance matter after the Court of Appeal has acquitted and discharged Dr. Cassiel Atuforsin, Richard Jakpa, and then in fact specifically on the 30th of July 2024. And so why are they still in court? Yes, the Attorney General at the time, Godfrey Deboadame, initiated an appeal against to challenge the 2-1 decision of the Court of Appeal that acquitted and discharged the accused person. They went to the Court of Appeal to challenge the order of Justice Efia Sewa Saribuchi, which held the view that prosecution had made a case for them to answer, and so they should be called upon to answer. I remember that the Deputy Finance Minister at the time, Dr. Cassiel Atuforsin, closed his case, called witnesses and closed his case. Richard Jakpa was the one testifying and also calling witnesses. He was about to, in fact, he was testifying when the issue of leak tape, a conversation that he had with the Attorney General, Godfrey Deboadame, also came in, and the controversy left, right, center. So fast forward, the Court of Appeal upheld their appeal against the submission of no case for them to open their defense. The AG subsequently at the time appealed at the Supreme Court, but that case has been pending. Then fast forward, 2024 election came up. The NPP lost power, and the NDC came, and the new Attorney General holds the view that the AG is no longer pursuing or is going to continue with that case. So on the 23rd, he wrote a notice of appeal a notice, and it is captioned Notice of Abandonment of Appeal. So it was very clear. The case title, The Republic versus Dr. Cassiel Atuforsin and then Richard Jakpa. And so let me just read to you what was stated in that particular letter or notice of abandonment that was filed on the 24th of January at the registry of the Supreme Court. And it reads, please take notice that the Republic, having previously served notice of appeal to to the court against the judgment delivered by the Court of Appeal on the 30th day of January, on the 30th day of July 2024, hereby gives you notice that the Republic does not intend further to prosecute the appeal, but that the Republic abandons all further proceedings with respect to this matter, and this matter has to do with the ambulance case as from the date of this notice. And as of the date of this notice, it was altered on the 23rd of January, but was filed on the 24th of June. So clearly, the Attorney General now has abandoned the appeal to challenge or to reverse the Court of Appeal decision to acquit and discharge the two, Dr. Kasela Tufosin and businessman Richard Jakpa. So that has also added up to the Upunis one as one of the high-profile cases that had been terminated. And guess what? Fast forward. In the course of the day, there were other cases that were filed. The alleged leak tape involving the former national chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Samuel Ofuswampov.
That's the leak tape saga.
Yeah, the leak tape saga. In 2019, he and Anthony Kweku Boahin, a deputy communications officer of the NDC at the time, were arraigned, charged together, and then they were facing charges. Prosecution led by the Director of Public Prosecution, I know for a fact, called 3 witnesses, including the investigator, and they have closed their case. The court, presided over by Justice Samuel Esiedu, currently a justice of the Supreme Court, held that there's a prima facie evidence for them to open their defense and respond to the charges. So, in order in which they appear on the charge sheet, Samuel Ofuswampofo is the first one, and then Kweku Boahin is the second one. I know also for a fact that at the point in time, the lawyers of the accused person want to tell the court that, look, whatever you are saying is not the case. And so the court made an order to the telcos to provide some geolocation of the accused person, particularly Anthony Kweku Boahin. From then, Samuel Ofuswampofo was unwell, traveled out of the country for some surgery. So being informed every now and then that, he will need some weeks, he will need a month, he will know all those things before he came. And the court said the period that he came, and the court fixed the day for him to come and open his defense. His lawyers, led by Tony Later, made the point that, look, he's back in town, all right, but he suffered some post-surgery complications. And in fact, a picture was shown to the court at that particular point in time. Tony Later.
This was during which period?
After the court had, you're talking about that was last year.
This was last year. Around what time?
So that was around June, July. Okay. Thereabout.
Before the campaign would kick in actively.
Kick into action. So he came into town few months before the election. So he came and then at the point in time, it was clear in court that they had to even show the video or pictures of how Samuel Ofuswampofo's leg had become to the court. And I remember at one point in time, Tony later making that argument, said, my lord, when I even showed it to the learned DPP, what she said was, oosh. She was surprised by seeing that. So it means that the man is really in difficulty. So the doctors brought that particular excuse duty and order. Fast forward, we are learning that the Attorney General has filed a notice of withdrawal. And yesterday, that was filed. Let me just read to you what was captured on the letter that had been filed at the registry of the court. This time around, it was signed by the Director of Public Prosecution, Mrs. Yvonne Atakra Obu-Obisa, the Republic versus Samuel Ofuswampofo, and then Anthony Kweku Boahin. And this is the heading of the letter that was written. Notice of withdrawal of all offenses and on all charges against the accused person under section 59.1, 59.2 BII. I know that this section is a section that Justice Abuajitando referred when he was acquitting and discharging Dr. Stephen Kobnopuni. People were asking, why is it that the case is not ended and then they have been acquitted and discharged, which means that the charges under which you brought them those same charges cannot be reenacted again. They've been acquitted forever. The reason being that in this case is that prosecution had closed its case and the accused persons are about to make their defense because the court find as a fact that there is a prima facie evidence. So that is why the prosecution is making references to this particular section under Act 30 of the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Act 1960. And it reads, please take notice that the next hearing of this suit, the prosecutor, on the instructions of the Honorable Attorney General, hereby withdraws all offenses and or charges against the accused persons herein under Section 59(1) and the others that I have a reference. And this one was dated 29th of January, and that was yesterday. And like I mentioned earlier, it was signed by the Director of Public Prosecution. And the lawyers, Tony Later and then Abdul Basid Aziz Bamba for Kweku Buain, have all been copied in this particular letter. So that case involving Samuel Ofusuampofo is also gone. So that's
so
one
if another government comes into office and they decide that they want to pursue this, they can't.
They can't,
because there's an acquittal and there's been acquittal.
So you can't come bring them under these same charges. It's gone forever. If assuming they were discharged,
Yes,
that one
without an acquittal,
absolutely, the case could be reenacted or
Yes.
refiled, or they
Yeah.
could be rearranged. But now they are free forever.
if
So,
you want to bring the same charges, it will not hold because it will be a
yes,
case of double
yes.
jeopardy.
They have double jeopardy. They've been cleared in relation to this
Okay.
charge. Then fast forward in the same day, the
Dropping
drawers
of
free.
charges galore.
The drawers free. Those days when
Charlie.
I was doing newspaper, I remember this could have been one of the headlines in the newspaper for the morning.
Yeah, it's a withdrawal spree. Yeah.
Or galore.
Yeah.
Then you put that exclamation sign there and all that. So fast forward, two banks, UT Bank
And then
and Unibank. Yes, some accused persons are arraigned, including Johnson. Reading to you is in respect of the Unibank case. Please take notice that at the next hearing of this suit, the prosecutor on the matter and the instruction of the Honorable Attorney General hereby withdraws all offenses and all charges against the third accused person. The third accused person here is Johnson Pandit Esiama. So that is one of the things that they note. And in respect of the UT Bank, it makes the same point that in the UT Bank, he is the first accused person, and the letter made reference to Act 30 in relation to the AG withdrawing all the charges against the first accused. Does it send a signal to you now, Dede? Johnson Pandit Esiama, former deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana. Does this withdrawal give you some hints, especially so when we are in an era of appointments and all that?
No, he's actually on one of the boards.
Okay.
He's on one of the boards of the gold board that is about to be, worked on. He's part of the list of persons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, he has been. The AG is of the view that the charges against him have no merit and all that, so they should be withdrawn. And same has been done. So, at the next court sitting, we happen to be on the 4th February, I beg your pardon, the court will be informed that the AG or the prosecution is withdrawing charges again, and officially he will be acquitted and discharged as per the law, or as per what the Criminal and Other Offences Act talks about. So that is in respect of withdrawal, and nowadays you expect more of these cases to come. You should look forward to the James Jachukwesin's case, the Synod Member of Parliament. It is one that would certainly also be withdrawn. If you look at the Saglemi Affordable Housing case, Alhaji Collins Dauda Kweku, Ajiman Mensah, and that one, it might not be acquitted and discharged, maybe, because prosecution is still calling witness. They are not done closing their case yet. The Bench Bank case, Michael Nyineku, is also pending, and it's also one of the cases that could be affected. Oliver Barker Valmawo is also one of the cases that is pending and all of that. And then the Democracy Hub one, all these cases, the future of these cases are shaking. Possible that if they had not already been filed, probably it could be on its way. And in the course of the day and coming days, we will be confirming more on this.
Of these ones.
Absolutely.
Okay. What are we to expect today? The Smith case is also there.
Yes.
Is it likely to be withdrawn too?
It's one of the cases that I even forgot to mention, but
Yes.
because it was coming up in court today, so I just decided to hold on. It is one case that could also be affected because the former Director General, Ernest Thompson, was the DG at the time that the then NDC government was in power. And so it is one of the cases that, in fact, out of the 29 counts that they were faced or they were charged with during the submission of no case, they were acquitted on all of them, and minus, or it left with 2 charges that they have a conspiracy and then one willfully causing financial loss. But of course, he is expected to be in court to open his defense. That's the order of Justice Henry Anthony Kofi, a justice of the Supreme Court. But in the era where we are seeing letters upon letters, we'll be in court and then we'll be able to know what the direction or what the pleasure of the Attorney General will be. And this case is also heavily being prosecuted by the Director of Public Prosecution and all of that. So today we'll know more about this very case. Then, Anas number 12 expose. Yes. The effect of that case, that documentary is still pending in court.
Yeah.
Kwesi Nyanteji, the former president of Ghana Football Association, has been charged. Till now, the trial has not started because Anas is saying that if the court is asking him to unmask to Nyanteji in chamber before coming to testify, he thinks that for his security, that is not safe, so he's not coming. Prosecution has challenged that at the Court of Appeal, and today a 3-member panel of the Court of Appeal will be making a determination as to whether to hold on or to stamp on the High Court presided over by Justice Marie Louise Simmons' ruling that Anas should unmasked. The Court of Appeal will look at it, whether that should stand, or the court will order that Anas should come and testify in court without unmasking. And that's upon that particular decision from the Court of Appeal, the High Court will now be clear on what to do, and prosecution will also now be clear on what to do, because they think that even though they have other witnesses, Anas is their main witness that they want to come. So depending on the outcome, Anas will decide whether to come or not to come. If the court said unmasked, then it's possible that Anas might not come. But if the court said go and testify with the hood on, then it means Anas will come and the trial will progress. And the trial judge at the High Court had made it several times that he was going to discharge the accused persons and all that. The only reason why she hasn't done that is because he's waiting for the court order from above, that is the Court of Appeal. Then the court will now know what to do. So that is what we should expect today, in a day that a lot is happening, or a lot are going to happen also, and the lawmaking chamber, that is Parliament House.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nadede. One of these days, you should look for time and follow me so that
To the court, it's
yes.
true. I think
Yes,
so.
you have to.
One of these, I'll seek permission
Absolutely.
so that we will go together to the court. So we'll go and observe
Yes.
how things go in the
And
court.
then, yes.
You
You
yes,
have to
ma'am.
observe.
It's very important.
But now we are doing this together, so we have to.
Yes, so I
All
mean,
of us.
Ija,
Yes.
you are my boss.
Senior
I cannot
lawyer,
say anything.
Senior counsel.
As my boss has spoken,
Senior
I will
counsel.
follow, sir. All right. Mutala Dusa is our legal affairs correspondent. Thank you very much for bringing us up to speed with what has been happening in the courts.